Welcome back to Running Shoes Guru. My name's Brandon and today I'm reviewing the ASICS GlideRide 3. When the GlideRide 3 launched 3 years ago, it was the freshest, most innovative shoe that ASICS had launched in a long time. And it soon became my favorite long distance trainer because it was so highly cushioned and it also didn't feel sluggish like other max cushion trainers. You see, the GlideRide is marketed as an energy saving shoe. So it uses a rocker geometry and it improves efficiency by easing you through transitions. The GlideRide also isn't stiff like other carbon plated shoes that utilize a rocker. The GlideRide 3 looks very similar to last year's GlideRide 2, but with one main difference. And that's a change of midsole foams. There's now FF Blast Plus in its midsole. And the change of foams, it allows it to do two things. One, it allows it to shed some weight. And two, it allows it to become more lively, return more energy. The GlideRide 3 now weighs 9.35 ounces or 265 grams. And that's a pretty substantial 0.88 ounces or 25 grams less than last year's GlideRide 2. I'm a fan of soft shoes and I was a bit disappointed when the GlideRide 2 came out with a firmer midsole than the first version. However, when I found out that the GlideRide 3 had FF Blast in its midsole, I was excited because I knew it would have a softer ride than the last version. My first run was a 10-kilometer easy run and it was a very slow pace for most of the run, but towards the end I threw in some sprints and I was surprised that I could pick up the pace relatively easy and drop it down to 3:15 per kilometer. I also noticed that the upper felt really warm because of all the padding in the upper. But the GlideRide 3 felt great right out of the box with no braking period required. The ride felt really stable and the cushioning felt significantly softer than both the GlideRide 1 and 2. The midsole of the GlideRide 3 still has a dual foam setup with FF Blast Plus on the top and Fly Foam Propel on the bottom. Now FF Blast Plus is the same super energetic bouncy foam that we saw in the Nimbus 24. But this is only a very thin layer in the GlideRide 3, so it's not as squishy or super soft like the Nimbus 24. The Fly Foam Propel at the bottom is significantly firmer and this provides a stable base and improves durability as well. The GlideRide 3 measures 40 millimeters in the heel, so there's plenty of bottomless deep cushioning. It makes easy work of any distance above 30 kilometers, so there's plenty of protection from ground pounding. Long, slow runs are what the GlideRide 3 does best because it helps you to maintain a speed. So you can just zone out and put it into cruise control. It's a unique shoe because it has a high toe spring and it also has a flexible EVA plate in its midsole. So it helps you to improve efficiency by rolling you forward. And it's a similar sensation that you get in carbon plated shoes like the Zoom Fly or the Vaporfly Next Percent. But it's not as jarring because the EVA plate is pretty flexible unlike a stiff carbon plate. The GlideRide 3 is a neutral trainer, but it's a very stable one. And that's because your foot sits inside the midsole and the edges of the midsole are also raised, so they act as guide rails to center your feet during transitions. Even though this thick midsole is at the 40 millimeter thick limit, foot strikes still feel very planted and there's enough support for long distance runs. The outsole of the GlideRide 3 is exactly the same as the GlideRide 2. And there's a deep decoupled groove that runs from the heel all the way to the forefoot and it allows you to see the EVA plate in its midsole. You get thick, durable AHR Plus rubber on the heel and thinner, softer rubber on the forefoot. and midfoot. And I've noticed rubber wear to be of average durability during my time of testing. The GlideRide 3's upper is something that you'd see on a max cushion trainer. And this indicates to us that ASICS designed this shoe for slow, easy runs. You get a generously padded heel counter, collar and tongue, and this does make the upper feel really warm, so this shoe is best suited to winter runs or cooler climates. With the Nimbus 24 now getting a really lively, energetic midsole, it doesn't feel like the max cushion trainer anymore. Instead, the GlideRide 3 feels like the max cushion trainer in the ASICS lineup. It's got deeper cushioning and it has a much plusher upper. The change to FF Blast Plus in its midsole makes it feel softer and slower compared to the GlideRide 2, but now it has more long distance comfort and it feels more lively underfoot. In my current rotation, the GlideRide 3 is currently the best long distance, max cushioned, slow run trainer. So it will definitely stay in my rotation. Overall, the GlideRide 3 is a superb product. It feels really polished and it has no major weaknesses. The softer ride will make it appeal to a wider audience, while fans of the old Nimbus will find comfort in its plushness. The best part about the GlideRide 3 is that it weighs almost an ounce less than the GlideRide 2. Thanks for watching my review right until the end. If you enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe to Running Shoes Guru. You can also read my full written review on Running Shoes Guru.